Is prime lens truly better compared to zoom lens? Is zoom lens truly more versatile compared to prime lens? Which one is better, prime or zoom? Let's find out. Hey friends, Gary here. Welcome to today's video. I hope that you are all well and healthy. Today I just want to share my thoughts and opinions and experience regarding prime lens versus zoom lens. This has been a question that a lot of people have been asking ever since I started to learn photography, really long time ago, even until today. And hopefully by sharing this video, I can help you, especially if you are a beginner photographer, to learn more about prime versus zoom, which one to choose, which one is better for what kind of situation. If you're already a pro or seasoned photographer, I hope that this can still be fun, entertaining and inspiring, and feel free to share your own thoughts down below. Feel free to share your experience, your knowledge regarding prime versus zoom, and don't be afraid to disagree with me. Don't be afraid to make different opinions. I always love to hear from you. I always love to learn from you. Let's have different kinds of perspective regarding this matter. Let's start with zoom lens. For me personally, it isn't just about versatility when it comes to zoom lens. Obviously, with zoom lens, you can zoom in and zoom out to change different focal lengths. But that's not really what it's all about, flexibility. For me, it's more about anticipating the unknown. I tend to use zoom lens more for landscape, scenery, nature-oriented photography, where I'm not really sure what the location looks like, even though I already do some studies or research about the location. So I just want to make sure that I'm able to capture all sorts of different kinds of composition, and that's where zoom lens really shines, to reduce anxiety, to reduce the fear of the unknown. Using zoom lens can really help you to adapt to the situation, to the surrounding, so that you can still capture the most important shot that matters the most. You can zoom in and zoom out. And when you are in a nature location, if you are in the wilderness, in the mountain, in the lake or in the forest, sometimes you cannot zoom with your feet, meaning you cannot go closer to your scenery or go further away. Maybe you will fall into a cliff or something, and that's when zoom lens can help you to adapt to the situation. Also, using zoom lens can open up a little bit of opportunity for experimentation. Maybe you already know the most iconic shots of the location. Maybe it looks like this. Oh, it's pretty, it's nice. Mountains with forests and some foregrounds. That looks cool. But what will happen if I zoom in all the way to a certain part of the scenery? What will it look like? Will it be interesting? Will it be more dramatic compared to the more iconic shot? And that's also when a zoom lens can really shine to help you with experiments. What will happen if I zoom out instead and include this nice foreground right here, some little flowers in front of the whole scenery? Maybe it can make the whole thing looks more interesting, and also to add a little bit of more storytelling element. Yes, that's where a zoom lens can really shine. An opportunity to experiment, to get a different perspective, and maybe something that is more interesting than the most iconic shot of a certain location. My favorite zoom lens for micro four thirds, which is my preferred camera system, is this guy right here, Panasonic Lumix 14 to 140mm f3.5 to f5.6. You can zoom out all the way to normal wide angle kind of focal length at 14mm for scenery, for landscape stuff, that kind of stuff. And you can zoom in all the way to 140mm, and this is sort of medium, almost ultra telephoto focal length For extreme faraway shots of landscape, maybe you want to zoom in into the peak of a mountain, or maybe for a little bit of wildlife, you can do it with one single lens. It's so versatile, and it also reduces the fear of unknown. I took this lens for my trip to Iceland last year, and this really gets a lot of keeper shots. Also, some other favorite zoom lens. This is the Olympus 12 to 40mm f2.8. I use this for event photography and also for my office, kind of a promotional marketing material as well. I got good result with this guy. And then also my other favorite zoom lens is the Panasonic Lumix 35 to 100mm f4 to f5.6 mini telephoto lens. Usually I will pair this with something wider. I will show it later, some of different options. But yeah, this is sort of my secret weapon for travel photography besides the super zoom lens. This is for faraway shots to get some different kinds of perspective, that kind of stuff. And also my other favorite zoom lens is the Panasonic Lumix 35 to 100mm f2.8. So these two guys are actually very similar in terms of focal length, but this one has f2.8 aperture, opening up different kinds of possibilities for telephoto zoom lens. Now, people always say that zoom lens is inferior in terms of image quality. Nowadays, I think that is not always true. So for example, right here, my super zoom lens 14 to 140mm f3.5 to f5.6, I'm comfortable to use this lens to capture my most important shots. When I was in Iceland, I got so many keeper shots using this lens. I don't think it's not sharp enough. I don't think that it's inferior. I don't see too many flaws when it comes to image quality of this guy. Although this is not the sharpest lens in my Micro Four Thirds collection, although this doesn't provide the most contrast, the most punchy color, and whatever image quality aspects that you wanna mention, I still think this doesn't lack in terms of image quality. The keyword here is more than good enough. Sure, it cannot compete with something like the Olympus 75mm f1.8. This guy is so sharp, this guy can produce excellent detail, but it doesn't mean that this is lacking compared to the 75. This is more than good enough, although this is superb. And that leads me nicely to prime lens. For me personally, prime lens truly shines for urban-oriented photography, so street photography, portraits, also everyday general out and about photography. I think prime lens can truly shine in this kind of situation. This is a situation where you don't really care about the capability to zoom in or zoom out. You're not trying to capture everything. You're not trying to cover all sorts of different focal lengths. You just want to use one focal length and you want to emphasize that perspective on the sceneries or objects that you captured in your photograph, the kind of look, the kind of vibe that you get with that focal length. And that's where a prime lens can truly shine, in my opinion. I think for everyday photography, prime lens truly is the secret weapon. It can turn mundane everyday object to look more interesting, especially because usually prime lens do have larger aperture. That's very important. You want to create that dreamy look. You want to make things look more interesting, visually speaking. You want to get that aesthetic, that vibe. The larger aperture of a prime lens can truly help to give you that kind of look, which I think can really help to add a little bit of mystique, mystery, and also a certain kind of vibe to your photos. Also, for me personally, prime lens is a great education tool, meaning that if I want to familiarize myself with a certain focal length, I can discipline myself with using just a prime lens of that focal length. I will be forced to familiarize myself with that focal length. I will be forced to be able to adapt to that focal length, to start to see compositions in that focal length. And I think that's a great education that can make me into a better photographer. That's a healthy restriction, a healthy challenge that can help to improve my photography skill. Now, some of my favorite prime lens for micro four thirds. First, this guy right here. This is the Panasonic Leica 15mm f1.7. 15mm is great for all sorts of different kinds of photography. Really, I can even just use this one lens for travel photography to capture about 95% of what I need during that trip. It's that good, it's that flexible. It's great for scenery, landscape, street photography. You can get closer and do great portraits with this, really, especially environmental portrait. You can get even closer for food photography, a little bit of product photography. Not the best, but it can get the job done. Other favorite prime lenses. Currently, it's the 14mm f2.5 Panasonic Lumix lens. Not that different compared to the 15mm in terms of focal length, but this is just much more compact, much more lightweight. I love it, especially if size and weight is an issue, which never really, because this lens is already small enough. The 15 is not a big lens, but I am just obsessed with whatever's the smallest, the lightest that can still deliver enough punch. So 14mm. And then my other favorite right now is the Panasonic Leica 25mm f1.4, that large f1.4 aperture that can really help for everyday photography and also for environmental portrait. Love this guy so much. My other favorite, Panasonic Leica 9mm f1.7 for landscape photography, the classical wide-angle composition. This is my secret weapon. It can capture anything, really, so versatile. And of course, Olympus 75mm f1.8. This is the king for portrait photography to get that background blur that everybody loves. And just for overall photographing subjects that are a little bit far away. I just love this lens so much. I think this is one of the best prime lens in my collection. Now, there's also a little bit of a misconception about prime versus zoom. Some people thought that if you are using prime lens, automatically you're an expert in photography. And if you are using zoom lens, that means you are beginner. I don't think that is true at all. For me personally, they are all just tools, and each tool has different purpose. Zoom lens is better for nature, in my opinion, and prime lens is better for urban situation, in my opinion as well. And yeah, it's up to us, the photographer, to utilize these tools to their maximum potential, and I think that is our job. It's not what tool that we are using, whether it's prime or zoom, but what can we do with those tools that are available to us? What can we create? Can we create beautiful, meaningful photo? Can we add some more storytelling element into that photo? Or are we just capturing snapshot? That's more important rather than just talking about prime versus zoom. Anyway, before I end this video, I came up with an idea, maybe just for me myself, or maybe you want to try it too. You're welcome to try this little bit of experiment. So what I want to do in the future is to flip the switch. So originally I thought zoom is better for nature and prime is better for urban situation. I want to flip it around. I want to use zoom for urban situation and I want to use prime for landscape, nature, scenery. So let's see what will happen. Let's do a little bit of experimentation. I'm not quite sure what will happen yet, but I'm quite sure that I will learn so much from this experiment and hopefully be able to grow as a photographer. Anyway, enough about me. Now it's your turn to keep the conversation going. Please share your thoughts and opinions down below. What do you think about primes versus zooms? What do you use zoom lens for? What do you use prime lens for? What are your favorite prime and zoom lens? Please share down below. I always love to read your comments. I always love to learn from you, and feel free to disagree with my opinions. I really want to hear other perspectives as well so that we can become enriched, we can learn from one another. Anyway, that's all for today's video. Hopefully it's been enjoyable, interesting, inspiring, and ultimately also entertaining. Please don't forget to support my channel by liking this video, sharing this video, subscribing to my channel down below. And if you want to support my work even further, which I will truly appreciate, you can join my Patreon membership. You can check out my latest travel photography course called Simplifying Travel Photography, link down below. You can also use affiliate links on the description or use the super thanks button to make a small donation to my channel. Thank you very much, and I will see you on the next video. Goodbye.